I mean, here was this insane ship, this giant ship, a marvel of human ingenuity at the time. It was hailed as unsinkable, an unstoppable force that represented luxury, security, and technological advancement. Everyone on that ship believed that they were at the pinnacle of safety. They felt pretty much invincible, much like many of us do today with our steady jobs and our secure routines. But we all know what happened. In the middle of the Atlantic, it struck an iceberg, and the ship began to sink. Now, here's the part that gets me every time. As the ship was going down, the orchestra on board kept playing. Why? Because they had no control over what was happening. They were facing the inevitable. And at that moment, every passenger on that ship realized just how powerless they truly were. The illusion of control shattered in an instant. Now, when I first heard the story, I thought, that's not about the Titanic, that's about all of us. We go around building our comforts, feeling this false sense of safety, thinking that we're steering the ship. Then something hits us, a crisis, a realization, and suddenly we hear the orchestra playing. It's a sign that things are spiraling and that we're not as in control as we thought. Now, in my life, I can tell you for a fact that I've definitely had my own Titanic moments. Definitely one of the first times growing up that it hit me was watching my mom come home from work exhausted. She worked a bunch of different jobs when I was growing up. She used to work as a receptionist for NHS, which for any of you guys in the UK know, that's like the public healthcare service, and that is a grueling job because people are in a lot of pain and they want their free healthcare ASAP, and being a receptionist is just, you deal with a lot of verbal abuse. She worked as a receptionist at one point. She worked a retail job at Harrods, which has definitely been a full circle moment, her working retail to us now being private clients of the penthouse, which you have to get invited to once you spend a certain amount at Harrods and go through this whole process. But I just remember how exhausted she would be coming home from work every day. She was doing everything she could to keep our lives afloat, but I was just going through the motions. My ship, which was my family, basically me and my mom, was sinking, and the background noise of school, of teenage life, was the orchestra playing. And all I was doing was standing there knowing how much I lacked control over my own destiny. Now, just knowing that isn't enough, and it wasn't enough. Knowing about this is not enough. When you hear that song, you have to take action.